Hello, family. Happy new month, everyone. September is number 9, meaning a month of completion. So, every dream that you are pushing so hard from January, you expect to give birth this month to that dream. And to me, from this kitchen, I'm just giving you a kickoff for the month, which is one of my favorite cornbread crusted salmon. Yay! So that's how we're gonna start the month. Cornbread crusted salmon. So as you can see, I have a huge salmon right there on tray. Of course, we cannot do this without salmon. And then we have the other ingredients, just like the name, cornbread crusted. So you see your corn, muffin mix or cornbread mix, however you want to call it. It doesn't matter the brand. I mean, this is what I found, but you can use any brand available to you. So that's your cornbread. Of course, we need some spread, and you can use mayonnaise, you can use tartar sauce, you can use, any spread that works for you, but it needs to be a little bit tangy. So mayonnaise goes for it, tartar sauce goes for it, sandwich spread is good for it. Then of course, there's no fish done without lemon. So I have my lemon juice here, or my lemon pepper, whichever you decide to use. It's up to you. Then we have our last member of this crew right here to complete this whole cornbread crusted salmon. So that will be our last member. So our last partner for this cornbread crusted salmon will be any kind of cheese of your choice. This is what I found. I found mozzarella. You can use cheddar. Any cheese where you can use 4 cheese, cheddar cheese, any cheese of your kind works just perfect. So let's dive into this business right here. So all we're gonna start with is set our oven to, you can see the oven is on 400 high, and I'm gonna go ahead and just add some lemon juice to my fish, and voila, fish is ready to go in the oven. Remember, salmon already have its unique taste, so you don't have to work too much on it. And moreover, you adding cornbread to it, so pretty much you don't want to add any seasoning. You just have to leave the salmon alone to do its own thing. But of course, you will need a lemon juice that is gonna do a big miracle for you. So our lemon juice right here. So I just open up the bottle a little bit, and as you can see, I'm just drizzling the lemon juice on the salmon before I send it right into the oven. Salmon has enough oil, so you don't want to add no oil or anything. I know the temptation is there, but don't add anything. Just squeeze your fresh lemon, add your lemon pepper, add your lemon juice. Whatever you want to add, but no seasoning. No seasoning. No seasoning. You don't need no seasoning. So that is ready to go in the oven. Oven is on 400. So we're gonna go right and put this salmon in the oven, and while the salmon is in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and mix our cornbread following the direction on the box of the cornbread. So I'm just sprinkling a little bit of lemon pepper. As I told you, you will never go wrong with some lemon on your fish, so that's okay. Nothing else but lemon pepper, lemon juice. That's all you need. You don't have to add any other seasoning. So as you can see, this beautiful, pretty salmon is ready to roll into the oven. So that's what it is right now. So whilst I'm waiting for my salmon, I'll go ahead and do my cornbread. And as I told you, we're gonna follow the instruction on the cornbread box. So it says, as you can see, It says 1 pack of muffin mix, 1 egg, and 1/3 cup of milk. And we are having 3 here. We have 3 packs of cornbread mix, so that means we need 3 eggs. As you can see, we need 3 eggs, and then we need 3 eggs, and for every pack we need 1/3 cup of milk. So that means we need a cup of milk for the 3 packs altogether. 1:1/3 cup, so 1 cup is to 3 boxes of cornbread mix. Okay, so I'm using half and half. Half and half is a little bit thick, so I did like 1 part of water and 2 part of milk. So that's right there, as you can see. So we're gonna go ahead and do our cornbread whilst our salmon is in there to save time. So as you can see, that's our cornbread in there. It's right in there. So that's our cornbread mix. You can see it right there. So we'll go ahead and add the other ingredients. So that's our cornbread mix. Yeah, it varies the egg size. So if you do yours and it's a little bit thick, since we are not doing muffin but we need a bread to crumb onto the fish, you might add a little bit of water to just loosen it a little bit. That's what I did. So I added about a half cup of water to this just to loosen this mix a little bit. So as you can see, cornbread is ready, and that's our baking pan right there. I'm gonna throw our cornbread right in there and send it to the oven for baking. So that's our cornbread right there, ready to go in the oven. So as you can see, the 3 fits into a half pan nicely. So that means if you're doing just a cornbread for a function, 3 packs of this will be equals to half pan of cornbread. That will feed about 12 to 15 people, depending on the size you cut it. So that's just a little bit tip right there. So you know, Thanksgiving is coming, so if you need a cornbread, just remember 3 of these could fit into this half pan right here for you, and that will feed about 12 to 15 guests. That's just a tip on the side of today's hustle. So let's keep going. So you can see our cornbread is ready. This is how to check if it's done or not. You can see it's all clean. If it's not done, you still have some stuff stain on some of the meat stain on the knife. So you can see our cornbread all clean, so it's ready. So I just go ahead and crumble it because we're gonna put it on the cornbread. And this is our salmon. Salmon is ready, so we go ahead and put our spread on the salmon. So okay, so the spread is on there. As you can see, it's all on the fish, and our cornbread is all crumbed up, ready. But remember, if you have a family with diabetics, you want to think about them too for the holiday. You don't want to get people to the emergency room after a holiday season. So you can do half and half for the salmon. Instead of doing all cornbread, you can, crust one side with the cornbread and crust one side with breadcrumbs for the people who don't eat sugar. So as you can see, this is the things you will need for the breadcrumb one for the people who are diabetic, because remember, cornbread is always sweet. So you want to consider people who are diabetic. So if you have diabetics in your family, this is the variation. You do half and half cornbread and half breadcrumbs. So you will need some extra virgin olive oil or some melted butter, whichever is available, some breadcrumbs, panko, Italian style, any breadcrumbs you have, some paprika for color. So you go ahead and maybe 2 cups of this, or a cup of this, a dash of paprika, and a bit of olive oil. You mix all together, and when you mix it up, you virtually get something like this, like a crumb. So you go ahead and maybe do half of the fish. You can do it half this way and half this way, or half this way and half this way, whichever way you want to do it. But I don't want you to forget people who are diabetics in your family. You want to consider them too. They are all part of the celebration. You don't want to tell them, oh, you can't have it. I don't like to hear that. So you want to consider them too. So that's how we go about that one. Half and half cornbread and half of the breadcrumbs for the people who are diabetics. But if you don't have anybody diabetic, you go ahead and crumb everything with your cornbread. So this particular order I'm doing, no, the person wants just cornbread. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put the cornbread on the fish. But before we put the cornbread, remember we have our cheese. Our cheese is right there before the cornbread comes. So if you are lactose intolerant, well, you can either get a lactose enzyme or eliminate the cheese from your meat. So you can just go ahead and crumb your fish without the cheese at this stage. But if you can have milk, you are good to go. You add your cheese and you keep going. So as you can see, our cheese is nicely on there, all over. Cheese everywhere. You can see the cheese is representing life for the cheese lovers. Remember, it can be any kind of cheese. Cheddar is welcome. All the cheese you can think about, 4 cheese, any cheese of your choice is welcome. So you spread your cheese. After spreading your desired spread, then after this, now we're going to the main ingredients, which is the breadcrumb. So we go ahead and toss the breadcrumb on there. So remember, you just spreading. We're gonna just keep spreading the breadcrumb, the cornbread crust, till we cover every part of the fish. It's just gonna be cornbread everywhere. We're gonna crumb the fish up with cornbread. The whole cornbread is going down. So you can see, if you have this fish, you don't want to add rice or anything. This is enough starch for you. Remember, we promise to eat healthy this year, so we're gonna stay away from the starch, unnecessary starch. So the cornbread is your starch right here. So you don't want to serve this with rice or anything. This might be perfectly served with some greens or some salad. Yeah, some greens will do the magic, or some salad will just be perfect for this fish. So you can see, you see cornbread everywhere. That's why it's called cornbread crusted. And this is gonna go back right into the oven so that our cornbread can get crunchy, and our cheese will get the opportunity to get melted. So you can see cornbread is everywhere. Cornbread is in the house. So you can see cornbread, cornbread, cornbread. Everywhere is cornbread. That's why the name comes from. Cornbread crusted. So once we get all our cornbread, you can see all the cornbread is gone. Yeah, so that's a meal right there. So all the cornbread is on right here. So we'll go ahead and put our fish back in the oven for the cornbread to crust nicely. and get more golden brown. And that's it right there. So we'll go back to the oven. Hello. So our fish is done. You can see our cornbread crusted salmon is all ready. Salmon crusted cornbread is ready. It's ready. It's ready. It's ready. See,